All right, so welcome back to the deep dive. You know, we always like to dive into some interesting sports stories.
Yeah,
And today we've got a really big trade to unpack.
absolutely.
We're going to be looking at a recent article in the New York Post about this. And it is all about Cody Bellinger. Now, folks who follow baseball know that Cody Bellinger has been traded
Yeah,
to the New York Yankees.
big move
Huge move.
for sure.
And this trade comes, right on the heels of the
Yeah,
Yankees losing Juan Soto to free agency.
big loss for them.
Huge loss.
Yeah.
So let's just start there. What are we losing when we say the Yankees lost Juan Soto?
Well, you're losing a very consistent hitter, a guy who you could pencil in, for
Right.
a good average for a lot of power.
Yeah,
So you're losing a big bat in that lineup.
for sure. I mean, he was a cornerstone of that team for a while.
Absolutely a franchise player.
Yeah. So how do you even begin to think about replacing a guy like that?
Well, it's tough. And I think that's where the Yankees,
Yeah.
they went out and they got Cody Bellinger.
Yeah. And it's interesting because Bellinger, he had that amazing MVP season
He did.
back in 2019 and then kind of
Yeah.
went through a rough patch there for a while.
Yeah, he struggled.
But last season with the Cubs, he seemed to find his footing again. Like he was hitting 278, 30 home runs, 93 RBIs.
Yeah, he had a nice bounce back year.
So, I mean, are the Yankees looking at this as okay, this is our Juan Soto replacement?
I think they're looking at it as a way to fill that void
Okay.
in the lineup.
Right.
They need a left-handed bat.
Yep.
They need somebody who can hit for power.
Yeah.
And Bellinger, if he can recapture some of that,
Right.
magic that he had,
Yeah.
he could be a really good fit.
But, I mean, it's a gamble, right?
It is.
Because we saw those down years.
Yeah. And that's the big question mark.
Yeah, is this sustainable?
Right. Is this the Bellinger we're going to see, or are we going to see,
Right.
the guy who struggled?
And how does his defense compare to Soto's? I mean, Soto was pretty.
Yeah, Soto was a gold glover. Bellinger's a good defender. Right.
But he's not Soto.
Right. So that's another, question mark there. I mean, some people are saying that the Yankees may have overpaid for him.
There's definitely that.
What do you think about that?
It's hard to say. I mean, they definitely gave up some prospects.
Yeah.
But they're in a win now mode.
Right.
They need to win now.
They need to win now.
So they were willing to pay a premium.
Yeah. And it makes you think about, we've seen these players who sort of revive their careers.
Right.
Like Josh Donaldson had that big comeback.
Yeah, he did.
Can Bellinger do the same thing, especially in New York?
Well, that's the thing. The pressure in New York is intense.
Yeah.
And, some guys thrive in that environment.
Right.
Some guys don't.
Yeah. So how do you think he'll handle that?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see. He's got the talent.
Yeah.
But the mental side of the game is so important.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll have to wait and see how he adjusts.
So what does all this mean, for the Yankees and for the MLB? Well, I think it shows that teams are willing to take risks,
Okay.
to try to win.
Yeah.
The Yankees are a big market team.
Right.
They have high expectations.
Yeah.
And they're going all in.
I mean, it's going to be a really exciting season.
I think so.
For sure. So for our listeners out there, I want to leave you with this. Do you think this was a smart move for the Yankees?
Mm-hmm.
Bellinger's got the potential, but he's also got those question marks. So weigh in. Let us know what you think. And until next time, keep diving deep.